In the video, I ended up stuttering. I probably apologized inside of the video, but yeah, I'm gonna have to make an apology because I know sometimes whenever I watch What Ifs and the guy stuttering left and right, it may annoy me every once in a while. So if it annoys you, try to go past it. And also, I think I mentioned it, but Asta's spirit and like the spirit that he got is like everything that's not gray is gray. So the clothes is gray and the hair is gray. Yeah. And they all can transform into dragons. And Asta's getting spirit magic. I mean, Asta's getting anti magic. And I think someone said give Noel ice magic. And I'm probably have to make up something from Yuno, because somebody said give him OP wind magic, but he already has wind magic. So that's kind of so if somebody can make up something to give in the future, because I don't really understand the whole devil things yet. I'm only caught up to um I think it's like a filler arc. The filler arc where they take Nero and Marie. It's like right after the whole Zagreed fight and going to the Heart Kingdom and stuff like that. So if you watch the show, which I hope you do, then yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm only caught up to there. I haven't watched anything else on Crunchyroll. I probably should, but I don't feel like it. So yeah, and that's probably where I'm gonna stop it until I start watching it on Crunchyroll. So I need to stop making these little clips before the video starts, apologizing because it might be stupid to some people. So yeah. Also, I'm thinking about making two new what ifs. One being what if Asta was the son of Yami and Charlotte, and the second one being what if Naruto was trained by the Hashiras. Which, if you don't know what Hashiras are, they're like from Demon Slayer. And if you watch Demon Slayer, you already know who they are, and I probably sound stupid. But yeah, let me know if I should make them, which I'm probably gonna do regardless. But yeah. The group would give most of the gold to the capital, but Asta took a little bit of gold and put it in a bag for Hajj village. They would receive a large sum of stars for bringing in all the gold. A week time skip. During this week, the trio would train hard, and during the middle of the training, the three would unlock their respective spirits, which are in the thumbnail. And for Asta's spirit, I couldn't find a spirit with silver hair, so I got the one that's beside the silver dragon. And instead of her having blonde hair and green clothes, she's gonna have silver hair and also grayish silver clothes. Anyway, later during the week, Yami would tell them that they need to go to the capital and report their mission. Once they arrived to the capital, they would meet up with Klaus, Mimosa, and the random person that was on their mission. While walking and talking, the group would come across a man standing in the shadows of a corridor. The man would step out of the shadows, and they would see the same man who was spying on both Asta and Yuno earlier. Upon seeing the man's face, the majority of the group would bow, leaving Asta and Yuno standing in confusion. This is when Noel would pull the two down in a bowing position and say that they are idiots. Asta would feel offended by being called an idiot and would ask how are they idiots. Klaus would speak up saying that the man in front of them is the 28th Wizard King, Julius Novachrono, causing Asta's face to pale. Julius would examine the group bowing in front of him and would see the three fairy-like spirits. A green-haired fairy-like spirit flying beside Yuno, a blue-haired one on Noel's shoulder, and a gray-haired one on Asta's head. The man would close his eyes and would abruptly open them once more, but this time with sparkles inside, as he would begin to ask questions excitedly, freaking out both Asta and Yuno. Julius would ask about their spirits and that he knows about the Sylph spirit, but Asta and Noel's spirits are new and that he wants to know about them. Noel would say that her spirit's name is Kai, the fairy water spirit, and Asta would say that his spirit's name is Zabaki, the fairy mercury spirit, which I think Kai means like sea in either Swahili or Hawaiian. I looked it up earlier, but I forgot. And same thing for Zabaki, is either Swahilan, if that's a word, Swahilan, or Hawaiian, either or. Anyway, Julius's eyes would sparkle as he would ask about their grimoires, as the three would pull out their grimoires, and they would see that all three of them have a four leaf, which would shock the Wizard King along with the Golden Dawn members since they weren't paying attention to their grimoires. Asta would say that he found two stars whenever he found Zabaki, and he would pull them out and hand them to Julius. Julius would grab the sword, which is the demon slayer, the one that he got in the dungeon in the canon. Once he grabbed the sword, he would nearly fall over asking how does he carry it, but then he would notice that the sword is draining his magic. He would hand the sword back saying to keep it and that he might be the only one that can wield it. Asta would ask why, and Julius would say that it's taking his mana, shocking the group. After talking to them, Julius would invite them to the ceremony like as he did in canon. Oh, and Asta and Yuno would still ask Julius how do they become the Wizard King, and he was giving them the same answer, which is results. And in dub he said results, but in sub he said merit, I think. Which I don't even watch sub. I'm a dub watcher. Get off me. Once they get there, they receive stares from all the other guests. The ceremony would go as in canon. Solid and Nebra would go along with some nobles and would begin to talk about Klaus and Mimosa, and then Solid would begin to talk about Noel, and he would say the same things which would anger Asta and Yuno. When Solid would go to pour the water on Noel as he did in canon, both Asta and Yuno would grab his hand and say leave her alone. Solid would say let go of me, you filthy commoner, but Nozel would speak up saying that they aren't commoners and to look at their pendants and you'll know who they both are. Both Nebra and Solid would look at their pendants and would stumble back and look at Nozel and ask if it's them. Nozel would nod. Solid would ask Nebra. Wait, what? Solid would. What did I even write? Hold up, I'm kind of stuck. I messed up on my script. Solid and Nebra would look at the two from top to bottom, as Nebra would notice their grimoires and she would ask for all three of them to take out their grimoires. The three would show them the grimoires and they would see that all three of them have four leaves, as all three of their spirits would fly on top of their grimoires, sitting down, which would shock everyone even more. Some random noble would ask Nebra who they are and ask how do they know him. How do they know these two? Nebra would say that originally Noel was a part of triplets and that two of them were taken away after their birth, shortly after their birth, and that apparently these two are them. Solid would go on to say something, but gets cut off by a guard rushing in out of breath yelling the capital is under attack. Asta would rush out and Noel would ask where is he going, and Asta would turn back saying where is loudest. As the other squad members would get in groups and move out, Asta would be taken out. I don't know what they are exactly, zombies or wraiths. I don't even know what a wraith is. I just said it because it's a big word, but I think they're like just corpses, like the what's his name? Rades can control. Asta would be taking out zombies left and right when he comes across a little girl about to get attacked. Asta would form a mercury shield in front of her, and the man who was about to attack her would jump back, and Rades would summon Jimmy. I think that's what, I don't even remember his name. Jimmy, I think it was. And Asta would protect the little girl using mercury creation magic, Eagle's protection. Jimmy would be summoning a barrage of attacks. I don't know what they were exactly, but the same purple orb things that he sent in canon. I think that was the first one that fought Asta. I really don't remember. I haven't watched the Capital Attack in like a few months, and I watched it on YouTube, but I kind of forgot. And while I was writing the script, it was like 3 a.m. and I was all over the place. Asta would be trying to think of a way to get the little girl out of range, and then an idea pops to his mind. He would begin to think about how the Wizard King said that the Demon Dweller sword took his magic, and would begin to wonder if the sword can erase mana completely. he would bring out the demon slayer sword and would begin to slice the attacks as they would begin to get nullified. Asta would rush at Jimmy, getting hit by some of his attacks, but would continue to rush and slice Jimmy in half, nullifying it completely. Noel, Flagoleon, and Leopold would arrive. Flagoleon and Noel would have the same interaction, and Noel would use Sea Dragon's lair to protect the little girl. Rades would summon Alfred to fight Asta and would summon the same creature he did as in canon to distract Leo and Noel. Asta would be having trouble with Alfred due to its speed and with lightning magic, but Flagoleon would step in as in canon, and he would destroy it. Asta would begin to lose all of his senses. Since I don't really know what the projectiles Jimmy was throwing at him did to Asta in canon, so I'm gonna say it had the same effect as it did as like erasing his 5 senses, and he would begin to like sense mana how Yuno did in the attack. I really don't know, so if that annoys you, my bad. As he would begin to lose his senses slowly, Fergoleon would take out the zombies as he did in canon. Suddenly he would get enveloped in special magic and would be teleported away. Asta would try to save him, but would fall since he's losing his senses. Suddenly, Asta would get surrounded by people in white and black cloaks. Noel and Leo would make their way to Asta, and when they get there, they would realize something is up with Asta. Noel would use Sea Dragon's lair and would ask Asta what's happening, but he wouldn't reply since he lost his senses recently. Leo would fight the same people. What am I saying? Oh my god. I've recorded this video like 7 different times, so I'm gonna just keep on going with this one. I apologize if I'm messing up. Oh god, I feel so stupid. Leo would fight the people surrounding them, and he would get hurt like he did in canon, but before Nozel could jump in to protect Leo and the other Magic Knights who have like just came back from flying in like they did in canon, they still got teleported, if I didn't mention that. Asta would begin to sense the mana around him like Yuno did, and he would use Mercury Spirit Magic, Zabaki's Barrage, which gathers a bunch of mana and making the mana into Mercury weapons like Kunai swords and Sinbon, sending them at an opponent in a tornado fashion like Yuno's Sylph's Breath. This attack would knock out majority of the opposing mages, but they would get away with spatial magic, as well as Flagoleon would get dropped on the floor missing an arm, bleeding out. Since the Magic Knights came back from where they had been teleported to, Mimosa would begin to heal Flagoleon, and that would end. Julius would still fight the Midnight Side mages and would kill 2 of them and capture the other ones, and the same flashlight happens. He attacks someone. Yeah, all that stuff happens as it did in canon. I might be stupid. I might like just be making up stuff. I don't remember it completely, so don't blame me. Everyone that got injured got healed, and for Noelle, she's happy yet disappointed in herself, since Asta and Yuno were able to help a lot of people, but she felt useless compared to those 2.